category is stitch or die. Welcome. This is my Flosstube. My name's Cameron, and you can call me Cam or Cameron. I don't care. But this is my Flosstube. I'm Cam the Stitcher here on YouTube and on Instagram. This is a channel about cross stitch, and I have a lot to talk about. This is like my market haul wrap up video. I just want to say to any of you that are coming over from Bridget's channel, the Museum Stitcher, welcome. It was so fun to film with her, and we talk all the time. We have a lot of whips in common, but I do also dabble in other types of stitching. I do like to stitch on some more like contemporary pieces. We have a little bit of a different flavor going on over here as well. So if you're from there, please let me know if you came from her video. Filming that Markets Pick video was so much fun. It was lovely to hang out with her. It filled my stitchy cup quite a bit. So I've been home for like a week now. I needed a breather, needed to kind of get myself together, and I'm ready to film. So if you are new to this channel, I'm 29 years old. I live in Northern Virginia, and I stitch. I've been stitching since 2014, but like hardcore since about the end of 2021. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment with my partner, Connor, and our cat, Vindaloo, and I do just a lot of stitching. I'm definitely a nerd. I love playing D&D. I love playing video games. I love reading. I talk about books a lot as well. I was an English major in college, so I love literature and things like that, and I love to analyze literature and movies and TV and all the things. So if you like that kind of thing, you're welcome here. But yeah, I have so much to talk about. First, I am going to do finishes. I'm going to do some starts, and I'm going to do, well, not really starts. I'm going to do some whips. I'm going to show you quite a few whips. Then I'm going to show you a little bit of thrift haul, which is stitchy related, a little bit of yarn in there as well. Then I'm going to do market haul, talk about market a little bit more. And then at the very end, I'm going to show you a little bit of knitting and probably wrap it up from there. We're going to see how long this goes. I don't know if I have time to talk about books, but next time I promise talking about books because I've been reading a lot and I have lots of thoughts. We're just gonna get into it. Since the last time I saw you, I've stitched almost 12,000 stitches since I saw you. I think it's, yeah, 11,784 stitches. A lot of that went into one of these finishes. This is the Cottage Garden Samplings Raccoon from the Year in the Woods series from 2 years ago. And I finished it. So this was a February finish for me, right at the tail end of February. I stitched this all with the called for floss 1/2 on 36 count, and this is Picture This Plus Heritage. And I never have to stitch on this again. I was getting a little sick of it. It was a lot of fill-in, which I didn't actually mind. The tail got me though. I miscounted somewhere. And so when I got down here, there's more of like an open motif there. And I messed up my counting. So I ended up finessing it, and I just filled the tail end just solid instead of trying to make it a pattern. The other thing that I left out was there is like white fill-in on all these motifs in the tail, and I decided to leave it out because quite frankly I was over it, and also I don't think it makes a difference for this piece in particular, especially since I'm doing 1/2 on 36 count. I don't mind the fabric coming through. For his tail, I didn't feel like this needed to be full coverage, so to speak. So, and I do love this fabric. So yeah, it is done. This was supposed to be a gift to my sister, but I sent her a picture of it and she was like, cool. And I was like, right. But when I sent her a picture of my finish of White Winter Moth by Kathy Barrick, she literally said, can I have that? And I was like, no. So whatever. The next finish is actually a SAF, which stands for start and finish. This was a pattern that was just recently released by my friend Frizzy Lizzy Stitches. I will also link the pattern down below. I believe it's on her Etsy and her Ko-Fi. I'll link it down below. She was very gracious and sent this pattern to a couple of her friends. So she sent this to me and I stitched it in a day. It is so doable. I stitched this on 14 count latte by Fiber on a Whim. And yes, my goose is, she's ghosting a bit, but it's fine. It's okay. Everything's fine. I stitched this with 2/1 on 14 count and I did all the called for. She has it where you can do this heart border or you can leave it off. Either way, it's adorable. I've seen so many finishes of this on Instagram and it's giving me life. I just love it. I think I'm going to finish this. I'm going to fray the edges of the Ada and I'm going to like machine sew it onto a tote bag that I have. That I'm gonna use as a knitting bag. So I'll have a little bit of stitching on my knitting bag and it makes sense because I'm a crafty guru. So yeah, that was a really fun SAF that took me less than 12 hours to do. Okay, I do technically kind of have one more finish. It's at least a finish for now. This is Barbara Anna's 4 Seasons. This is still a whip, but I finished the Winter Girl at the tail end of February. This was a goal. I'm trying to stitch each seasonal girl within the season. So that is where I'm at. As you can see, I started the spring one, except that I have to frog out those shoes and these bunnies because I counted incorrectly. So I'm not even going to get into that. As you can see, the white stitching is, we're not, you know what? It is what it is. There is white stitching that's supposed to be on the bottom of this dress. I decided to just skip that. And I made it so her legs, you can see her legs more and she just has a shorter dress than she should. It's fine. I also didn't do the rest of these big leaves on this because I couldn't be bothered. So it's fine. Obviously, if you're stitching these, I would recommend a darker fabric for the winter one. My friend Marjorie over at Marjorie Made is stitching them all on separate fabrics. And the one she's stitching the Winter Girl on is like a really deep wine, which is amazing. So yeah, it's fine. My spring and the summer girl are going to show up super well. So no worries. It's just the Winter Girl. As a reminder, I'm going to be finishing this as a drum. So only one season will be, displayed at a time. Like I'll basically just turn it, a quarter to the season that we're currently in. So I feel okay with, yeah, it's all good. Also, this is 20 count brown sugar by Fiber on a Whim. All right, so whips. I have stitched on quite a few whips. I'm not gonna go in any particular order. I'm just gonna kind of show you what I got. This one, I would really like it to be a finish next month. So I wanted to get a little bit of a head start. This is Plaid Bird by Hello from Liz Matthews. This was a Patreon pattern at the end of last year, I think in October or September. I don't remember. But I got I think I got this past 25% if I'm remembering correctly. I did a lot more of this border. Just kind of, I picked a color and kind of just went with it. I really love this stitch. This is also on a Bestitch Me 20 count Ada. I unfortunately don't remember the name and have lost the card to it, but it was a fabric of the month last year. So yeah, this is gonna be tiny. So this is the length of the piece, and the width is probably about here. So it'll just be a tiny little square, and I really like it. So I'm hoping this will be a finish next month. I don't think I'll work on it again for the rest of the month, but I got it to a good place so I could hopefully finish it. My next WIP, I am behind on this, but this is a stitch along that's going on Instagram. Annie over at XO Needle in the Haystack XO is heading up this SAL. So this is Kathy Barrick's Quaker Christmas stocking. I'm doing the stocking version. Lots of people are doing either or both, the sampler and the stocking version. But right now, I believe where I should be at with the stocking is I should be working on this flower pot right now. I fell behind, but I this week brought it back out to catch up. I can catch up. That's the good thing about this stitch along. The parts that she's like assigning us are very manageable, bite-sized. So I'm stitching this on a 20 count Aida in the color Oatmeal by Fiber on a Whim. Wow. Now that that bird's in there, this looks so striking. And see the white showing up so well, which I obviously have been having bad luck with recently. I'm obsessed. So yeah, I just have to finish out this leaf section here on the bird, and I think fill in the eye of the bird possibly, I don't remember. And then I'm smooth sailing. I just need to do this motif, maybe some of the white stitching, I'm not sure, and then I need to get up into this flower pot and I'm caught up. And the last time I showed it to you, I was nowhere near this, so this is looking great. Oh, I love it. I'm stitching this with some of the called for DMC, and then I, inspired by the called for, picked some color and cotton threads and just some stash. So this is kind of what I got going on. It's in the same color family as what's called for. So my next WIP, I brought this with me to market to work on because Bridget wanted to watch Nosferatu with me. She's not like the biggest horror movie or scary movie person. So she was like, I want to watch it, but can we watch it together? And I was like, absolutely. So this is what I'm calling my Nosferatu sampler. This is the sampler that I'm using, and I recharted the name on it to be the name of the character from Nosferatu, and I changed all the colors. So this is where I'm at. I'm stitching this on 36 count Boston linen by Seraphim. Oh, and you can see that's exactly where I left that needle, in the hotel room. That up a little bit. So I just did more work on the alphabet at the top. This has been really soothing stitching. Like, I love stitching on alphabets, and this one's a nice simple one. I did complete the border at the top, so this is the width of the piece because I'm not doing the red border around this piece. So that's the width of it. So I should cut my linen. But I love it. If you are interested, I need to post, I don't remember if I have posted. I've posted the list of, or the screenshots of all the color and cottons that I'm using for my Nosferatu conversion. But if you want a 1-for-1 to this particular sampler, I can provide that. If you're interested. I've already sent it to a couple people who asked. My next WIP is also something I would like to finish next month. I think at this point, all of my friends have finished this. This is a finish for everyone except for me. I did start the latest though, so in my defense. But this is Good Intentions by Kathy Barrick. I'm stitching this with my own stash color conversion, and that is where I'm at. So I got a good bit done. I was a little nervous about doing the hair and the face. So I ended up doing kind of a combo of what I saw my friend Bridget do and my friend Megan do. I made my like little purple glasses on her. Does she look like Spider-Man? Yeah, kind of. But that's fine. My friend Kitty Stitch, Maddie, has the cat conversion for this on her Instagram. If you're interested, I believe she has it as like a story highlight now. But everything else is pretty much as charted. Obviously my colors are different. I just pulled from Stash. This is just like, this is a really easy one to do of like, what colors do you like? And then just pick those and replace the colors if you want. The called for is beautiful, but I wanted this to look like me and represent me. So I picked this like this is one of my favorite color and cottons. It's called Abyss. It's a beautiful teal. Mossy by Classic Colorworks is one of my favorite greens. And then I had this crazy purple, which is Dragon Fruit by Gentle Arts. Super variegated fuchsia purple. And then I just filled in the rest from there of like, so the spools and different things like that. And obviously my cat is DMC, I think 844 is the perfect Vindaloo color. So yeah, that's what I did. This is on a piece of 36 count color and cotton linen. I think it's like aged paper is the color. I got it a long time ago from 123 Stitch, so I doubt it is available anymore, but it's a beautiful pinky tan. Okay, my next whip, this is in a new project bag that my friend Bridget made for me and posted. She made herself a matching one as well, and she posted this on Instagram, and I'm calling it my homework folder because this is where we're going to put in our like yearly stitch-alongs that we do with each other, our goal stitching, I should say. They're not necessarily stitch-alongs. They can be. Anybody's welcome to join. But we kind of, last year we started it with Vanity Sampler. We give ourselves stitch count goals to get a finish by a certain point. So last year it was Vanity Sampler. We worked on it all 12 months of the year to get a finish in December. This year we're doing 2 different whips, and the first one we're going to finish by the end of May. So we gave each other 5 months to complete this one, and then the second half of the year we'll have 7 months to complete another whip. But this one, this is Secret Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. This was a Patreon pattern last year. I don't believe it's available yet, but it's gorgeous. So this is where I'm at. I did quite a bit of fill-in on those leaves, and I'm still just kind of outlining a couple of motifs here and there. This is 40 count Copper Penny by Atomic Ranch. I'm stitching with the muted colorway. This pattern comes in 2 different colorways, brights and muted. Muted, so Bridget's also doing the muted colorway on a really pretty like cream linen color, and it looks so different, but it's like the muted colorway is so beautiful and antique looking, but also striking. Like, it is very pretty. Usually I'm a brights girl, but for this vision, this worked better. So I really like it. I'm going to keep working on it. I am a little behind, but it's fine. I have time to catch up so that this will be a finish by May. Worst case scenario, I'll get it finished by StitchCon, which is like beginning of June. So it's all good, but I'm hoping to get it finished by May. Last whip, this is a little wrinkly, but this is the 8th Day of Christmas by Hello from Liz Matthews. This will be a finish this month. I'm a little behind, but it'll be easy to catch up, I think. That is where I'm at. I think this is supposed to be a finish this month. I think so. I'm stitching this on 36 count parchment with the called for kind of DMC 1/2. The only thing that I switched out for myself on this one is these snowflakes down here. Instead of doing it in this light gray, which is the called for, I did it in 3865 because that light gray wasn't showing up super great on this fabric. So I just wanted to brighten up just the snowflakes a little bit, and as well as her hat down here. So I think my strategy for this is I'm going to keep going on the top. I'm almost done with the top, actually. I'm going to finish out this bow, and then I'm going to go down and finish this. This one is a really low stitch count compared to all the other trees, so I know that I can get this done this month. If you didn't know, Bridget, the museum stitcher, and I are stitching all of these together. She's doing it all on one piece of 46 count, the samplers, and I'm doing all the trees on different colors of 36 count linen. The plan is to display them all at once in like a garland situation, and they'll be like stuffed triangle finishes, tree finishes. So I'm really excited to finish this. I like can't believe all of them are out now, and I'm already on the 8th day, and I only have 9, 10, 11, I have 4 more, and then it's done, which feels like impossible and crazy and so far away, but here we are. Okay, so that was all of my whips. I do want to talk about, before I get into haul, I want to talk about one stitchy plan. I don't need to start this, but I have FOMO, and I love the Thread Gremlins, so like I need to do this. The Thread Gremlins, and I'll link their channel below, they just talked about they are going to be doing a like seasonal stitch along where they stitch. They did it last year with a Modern Folk embroidery piece, and so they're starting on the spring equinox with the first one, which is March 20th, which is coming up, and they're doing the Long Dog samplers, Bunny Castle something, and I'll put the hashtag that they're using as well below. I'm obsessed, and I was very inspired by this piece. I love how medieval it looks, but also it reminds me of kind of like tattoos. I have some tattoos, and I wanted to do an American traditional tattoo colorway for this piece. So I think for fabric, I'm actually going to be stitching all 4 of them on different fabrics, and I'm not going to be doing the border to, let's be honest, I don't want to do the border, so I'm not doing it. I want to do the motifs in the middle of these 4 squares, and I think that I'd like to stitch them all on different fabrics for fun. How am I going to finish them? I'm not quite sure yet. We're going to figure that out later, but right now I have this 20 count boot camp picked out for the first one. And I have already posted my color conversion. I think I've pinned it, and I'm not going to hold up all the colors at once because I quite literally cannot, but because I don't have them on a ring, but like this is the vibe. And I know that looks crazy, but American traditional tattoos have, especially these 3, I feel like, in black, obviously. So if you're interested in that American traditional color conversion, I know it looks crazy, the mock-up looks crazy, and I'm excited to see how it works up on this fabric and other fabrics possibly. But I have a couple of tattoos, and I have like, this one has more, this has purple in it, but it has that red. Hopefully it will look good, but we'll see. All right, so now I'm gonna get into a little bit of stitching / thrift haul, and then I'm gonna do market haul. So if you're interested, keep watching. I went to Goodwill this weekend, a couple of thrift stores, my local thrift stores, and then I also went to a local craft specific thrift store. It's like a reuse, recycle, everything's donated to their store, and they sell it for like very affordable prices to encourage repurposing. And we have all these craft items, and like a lot of us don't get to all of them, so it was really nice. I'd never been there before. I had heard of it, and so they had so much. Like it was, you could just grab a bag and like put in like loose buttons and like different things, ribbons and whatever. You could put it in a bag, and it had a price on the bag, and they would just like, you just take it away. It wasn't individually priced. All the stuff I got was individually priced because it was bigger items. So it was really, really fun. I got a lot of good stuff. The first few things I'll show you, this is like not that interesting, but I got a bunch of sticky board for cross stitch and needlework and stuff. So I got 3 things of it in different sizes, which you can always use as obviously a cross stitcher. I also got, this is a 28 count set of dinner napkins. So you can like stitch on them, and I have vintage patterns that are specifically for like towels and dinner napkins and tablecloths. So I think I want to make myself some fancy cross stitch napkins that are not to be actually used as napkins and just for display only. So this was literally $5. So I'm excited for that. And then, they had some fabric, this was $5. It's like a little layer cake of some really pretty florals that I think work really well for, honestly, fall, summer, spring, whatever, year round. So I'm gonna probably use these for like finishing the backs of pillows and things. So that was cool, $5 for that. And then they also had this kit from Missouri Star Quilt Company. This is a zigzag placemat and napkins. And the reason I got this was because I love the fabric, and also I think I actually want to make this because I'm obsessed. It's with Riley Blake Designs fabric, and this is what you make. And everything's in here. So the layer cake, the backing fabric, as well as like this is what you make the napkins out of, and the instructions. And my friend Bridget told me that there should be a video probably that also goes along with this. So I'm like really excited. I'm obsessed with this fabric. I've looked at this specific fabric before on like Fat Quarter Shop and thought like, oh, that's so cute. I love kitschy, like vintage. I've definitely bought this fabric before. Yeah, I have that fabric somewhere. I'm obsessed. They also had quite a bit of yarn, and I can't find it now, but I grabbed a thing of self-striping sock yarn, which is really exciting. It's like an Irish themed. And then I got a bag of this. I got 3 things of this. It's like a wool acrylic blend, but this color is so me. And I think that I want to make like a Sophie scarf out of like a bigger Sophie scarf, a Sophie shawl, whatever, something like that. I want to make it out of this. Oh, there's blue in that. I didn't even notice that. That's so pretty. So anyways, it looks very old. I don't know what company this is, but yeah. So 3 balls of this for $5. Then I went to Goodwill or my local thrift store as well. And I found a couple of frames. This one is like so tiny, and I really love the texture on it. So I'd like to stitch something really, really tiny to put in this, and just put it on like a shelf or something. It was $2. And then I found just a brand new 8x10 frame that is in a really nice gold. I was like, I can definitely use that. This was also $3, so easy. And then I found this. This is like a recipe book stand, and I've never found one. I've always I look for things to finish cross stitch on, and it's kind of hard to know what you're looking for. You know what I mean? When you're at the thrift store. But I found this. I think that I'm going to strip the paint off of it because this is not my vibe. But this is perfect. I can literally finish like maybe some seasonal pieces that I can switch out and just finish as like a flat finish and not have to do any magnet situations or mess with that, and just literally sit it in this little shelf, and it's already got like a wedge that it'll sit somewhere. So I'm really jazzed about that. I kind of want to strip the paint off of it and refinish it, but also I don't know what's underneath this. So I could also just paint it black because that's more my vibe anyways, but we'll see. And then these 2 were eBay purchases, but I'm going to show them anyways. Trigger warning for clowns. This is not a scary clown. It's a very cute clown, but if you hate clowns, here's your chance to look away for a second. This is, I got a set of 4 of these. These are from the 1950s. and they're like screen prints or whatever, I think is what they were called, and like they're embroidered on. And they're in these little plastic squiggly frames, and it's like circus themed. And I love them so much. Obviously, the clown is the winner for me with the dog, but I love them. If I ever have a child, this will definitely like go in the nursery, but as of right now, I have a cat, and so it'll just go up on my walls anyways, because who cares? And yeah, I can't wait to stick these up in my clown circus corner. And then this is not a clown. This is Campbell's Soup. This is Campbell's Soup find. This is a little like placemat that someone sewed out of this paper doll Campbell's Soup fabric. And originally I was looking for this type of Campbell's Soup fabric to make a project that I'm inspired by a creator on Instagram from and TikTok. But this one was already quilted and like sewn, which is fine. I'm going to keep it as is. I'm not going to tear this apart. I'm hoping that one day I'm able to find a similar style of, they call them like, it's like a cut and sew situation of dolls. I want to find another version of this with a Campbell's kid in particular to make a project. So anyways, it's so cute. Look at that little doll. Look at that side eye. I love it. Right now it's just sitting up against my wall as like a display, but I wonder if I could just like tack this up. I think I will. And then I think that's it for thrifting haul. So now, I don't know if I'm ready. Let's talk about Market. So I was invited to Market by Kathy Barrick and Hello from Liz Matthews to help out Kathy in her room. She, along with a bunch of designers, exhibit at Market. They bring their models, their new charts, some of their old charts to sell wholesale to cross-stitch shops, and online cross-stitch shops as well. So I got to go last year, and it was so fun. And so this year I got invited back, and it was a blast. It was so nice to see everyone and spend time with everyone. I want to say thank you to Kathy and Liz, of course. And then I got to hang out quite a bit with Bridgen and Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch as well. And it was just nice. We got to talk about all things stitching and lots of knitting, and chill. Yes, it was a lot of work, but there was some downtime, and we got to just sit and chat and be in each other's company, and it was lovely. So yeah, on Sunday, which is the last day of Market, I did get a chance to shop with Bridgen. So I do have quite a few charts to show you. I did also pre-order some charts from two of my favorite online shops, which is Abby at TopKnotStitcher.com and of course Steph over at Lindy Stitches. I have lots of goodies from everyone and Market. So this is not haul, this is Stitchy Kindness. My friend Bridgen made us some name tags, and this is mine. So I got to wear it at Market with my name tag, and I get to take it to retreats with me this year, and it's so cute. It's got this netting on the back. You can stick your phone in or whatever you want in, and it was delightful, and I love it. It's so cute. So thank you, Bridgen, for making that. And then I'm just gonna get right into the haul. I'm going to show you a lot of stuff. So let's talk about some of the stuff I pre-ordered, some of it I got at Market. One of these I did pre-order. This I ordered from Lindy Stitches. This is the Prairie Schooler Santa from Market this year. I think he's really fun. I love his side eye. He looks mischievous. I think I saw that in another Flosstube. Someone pointed that out. I think he's delightful. So I did pick him up. And then I also pre-ordered the new Classic Colorworks colors, just for fun. I really do like these colors. This is green tea, which is really pretty, sparkling rosé, and apple cider. They're all drinks. I just realized that. Yeah, this is awesome. I love these. So that was delightful. The other thing that I got, my friend Bridget already finished this, but we both got this really awesome Little Vowels kit. It is over 1 on 35 count, I believe. 37 count, excuse me. And it came in a really cute box. In order to get it home on the plane, I had to condense it all into this bag, but it came with all these goodies. And I'm excited. I need to start and finish this soon because it's really adorable. But we saw this in person and it was just amazing. They were lovely. I got some more charts from them as well. So I'm going to show those. This is from Red Barn Samplers. This is Kitty Drabel 1848. I'm obsessed with the chairs in this piece. This is a nice small bite-sized sampler. It's a little more unique than, I don't know. I like the birds. I like the berry bowl. I love the chairs. So I will definitely be stitching this. This looks really easy also to just grab stash, but it does look like it's charted in, let's see, some silks, but also DMC. So that's easy. We also picked up the AD sampler. This is tiny, 1894, I believe. And I really, really like this one. She has it charted where you can do just this part without the initials. I think I'm going to do it with the initials. I really do like that little, I don't know. I like the composition of this. The colors are cute. This is charted in overdyes and some DMC in there. So I'll probably just pull from stash. And then, speaking of my sister's samplers, I picked up But a Day. The green fabric in person was much darker, like richer, and it's just, the picture doesn't do it justice. It was stunning. I love these funky birds. I love this periwinkle baby blue. I love a sampler with a verse about fleeting time. You know, it's good. It's a good reminder, I guess. I like it. I don't mind the verse on that at all. This one is Elizabeth Scora? I don't know. I love this so much. The model was stunning. And I'm calling this like the glitch in the simulation. I don't know. It's so glitchy. Like, even these vases up here, like I don't know if she just made counting mistakes and was like, whatever. Just kept going. But I love it. And I love this little like demonic goat dude. I'm just so into this. I don't think I'll be stitching the verse that's in over 1 here, but I do love this alphabet quite a bit. I might just add more goats up here, like quite frankly. Or I'll just put my initials or something, but I really, really liked that. Then we popped into Heartstring Samplery and I picked up the An Ode to Libraries. This was so beautiful in person. It's giving Jane Austen vibes. The frame is like Mod Podged pages from books. And the person that was in there like showed us the back, and Beth had written down exactly each page that she pasted on there, what story and author it was from. And I love it. So yeah, had to grab that. Also went into Little Robin Designs room and I picked up the Fanciful Sampler. I just love the colors. It's a beautiful motif, fun, bite-sized sampler. And yeah, I needed that. And then we went into Ardith Designs room. This was actually the first room we went into on Saturday. We had a little bit of a break. We picked up Blue Jay and Persimmon. This is from her Chesapeake Bay Treasure series, which I should probably do all of these because I live kind of close to the Chesapeake Bay. And my partner's from Maryland, so I feel like I should do all of them in honor of him, for him. I don't know. Then we popped into October House Fiber Arts and I picked up Pear Fair. I love this series so much. and they were delightful. We also went into the Blue Flowers room. I picked up Seasons of the Heart, Heart of the Mountains. I love this series. I only have one other from the series as a PDF, and I think it's the fall one. I really need to start it. I also picked up Pigeon and Puddle, and I already am kitting this up. So I want to start this with a couple of our friends. Hello. I want to start this in April. So this is charted in DMC, some variegated DMC, and Cottage Garden threads. So I'm gonna pull mostly from Stash, but I do have this fabric. This is Lunar by Bestitch Me in a 40 count. I think that'll be perfect. A little bit more cool toned, cloudy gray kind of day that I'm going for. And then I actually had some coloring cottons and a DMC in Stash that will work for some of the cottage gardens, in my opinion. This is Wintertide, which is super variegated for the water. That water is all in a cottage garden threads. So, and then I found this is Grove by Coloring Cotton that I'm going to use for the pigeon's body. And then this is a variegated DMC that I'm going to be using for the pigeon's neck, which is also a cottage garden. I do already have one of the cottage gardens in Stash, and then I did pick up the variegated DMCs already. So I have those ready to go. I also grabbed Dutch Tulips by the Blue Flower, and this is stitched on Spicy Mustard, which is like one of my favorite fabrics that I've never stitched on. I have a cut, it's sitting there waiting for me. I just really love this. It's so pretty. So that was all from the Blue Flower. I also pre-ordered this. This is Silver Creek Samplers Celestial Sister Biscornu. I talked about this in my market picks. I love it so much. Had to pre-order that. I also got I got 3 charts from Lindy Stitches at Market. The first one is Black Wing Haberdashery, which again, this is giving tattoo vibes in such a fun, bright way. I love it. I also grabbed Love Hopes All Things. This also was not as big as I thought it was. It's only 126 by 198 stitches high. So basically you just start it and then you just finish it and you're done, right? Then I got Morning Musings, which I'm in love with. And this one was much bigger looking in person than I thought it was, but it was stitched on 32 count. So, but it was stunning. Love it. All right, then we went into Annie B's room. I wanted to say hi to her daughter, Chelsea, and I also wanted to pick up a couple of charts, and they just so happened to be both of the charts that Chelsea designed herself, and so she was so gracious and gave them to me, and I really appreciate it, Chelsea. Thank you so much. It was really nice seeing you again. You made my year last year by like pulling me out. Like she like walked out of the room and was like, Cam, and wanted to say hi to me and take a picture, and that just filled my heart. So thank you so much, Chelsea. This was what I loved this. I saw this when she originally posted it on her Instagram. This is called October 31st. I love Halloween with pink in it, and I have to stitch this on pink fabric, obviously. It only has 5 colors of overdyed threads, so very, very easy to kit up, and this will take me like 2 days to stitch, so I definitely want to make that happen. And then I love this so much. I think I'm going to start this for Strawberry Moon Stitch Along in June that Marjorie hosts. This is Strawberry Milk, also designed by Chelsea, and this is adorable. Strawberry Milk comes from pink cows, period. No questions about it. That hot pink house, that's happening. 100% that's happening. This is charted in DMC and Classic Colorworks, so super easy to, I actually have most of these classic colorworks, so wonderful. Okay, then I went into Stitchy Prose's room, Holly, and also Holly, again, thank you so much for coming and chatting with Bridget and I. It was so delightful to chat with you, and your market this year was wonderful, and so Bridget and I both picked this up. This is the Bless You Evermore sampler. And we also picked up the Cottage Garden Samplings, Cottage Garden Threads pack, floss pack for that. And I got a couple other goodies. I got some needle minders as well, and she gave us a couple of gave us a keychain, a couple of stickers and stuff, so that was lovely. But I'm excited I think we're gonna start this in January and have this be our like blessing sampler for January. I love it. So that was from when we got to go shopping. I did also order after the fact some fabric because I went to Fiber on a Whim's room and got to see some of this fabric in person. So I ordered this from 123 Stitch, but this is 36 count muted Sedona. I saw this in person finally for the first time, and I was like, yeah, I need that. That is gorgeous. I originally wanted to put my market start on this, but I actually went with a different fabric, which I'm very excited about, but I will be saving this. And then I got this cut after I saw it in person, but I actually got it for a purpose. This is 32 count jalapeno by Fiber on a Whim. Oh my God, I love it. And I always stitch a certain stitch along on 32 count, and I will be doing the stitch along, of course, again this year and keeping up. So I will be putting my Lola Crow Extraordinary Birds stitch along on this, which I know is a crazy fabric choice, but trust me, maybe, or don't, and just like follow along and see how it goes. So I picked those up from 123 Stitch. They also, this was back ordered, and I had ordered this a long time ago. This is a Plum Street Samplers. This was on sale, and they like never shipped it, and then they finally did. So that was another piece of haul. And I think that was it. I also got some MPIs for a thing I'm going to show you. Then, pretty much the rest of it is going to be Kathy Barrick samplers, or pieces, and Hello from Liz Matthew pieces. And then I have Night Garden stitch along palette haul. And maybe a giveaway. So I'm going to show you all my Kathy and my Liz charts that I got. They're amazing and gracious, and they let us have these charts. So thank you very much. The first one by Kathy is the companion piece to the Quaker Christmas stocking. This is the Quaker House stocking and sampler. And then I also picked up, this was a new release as well. This is For You, which I really like. I'm thinking about stitching this on Beetroot by Fox and Rabbit. So that's kind of the thoughts there. I also picked up these beautiful birth samplers. I haven't decided. I could do one for myself and my cat, or I could do one for myself and my sister. I think this would definitely be my sister's, and this one would be mine for sure. So I might do that, actually. That would be cute. Never too late to stitch your own birth sampler, right? And then I also grabbed Affection and Duty, which is gorgeous. And then I also grabbed From Velvet to Linen, and I totally forgot to show you that. Okay, the chart is like somewhere not around here. I think it is in a different project bag that I don't have near me, but I did pick up a copy From Velvet to Linen, and this was my market start with, along with Bridget. So this is a really small start, but that is where I'm at. I started in the middle. This is 40 count Flan by Bestitch Me. and it is a crazy fabric. I started from velvet to linen on the darker side of this fabric, but it is started. I'm gonna work more on this this weekend probably, but I did pick that up as well. And then Liz had a bunch of charts that were on clearance. She was trying to get some of the physical charts out of her house so that she can kind of prep to move this year. So I grabbed several of those. She let me grab them. This is a Pleasant sampler, which I just really like the colors of. I also like the verse at the bottom. A lot of these I'd never seen also. This is the Spanish Rose sampler, which I really, really like the colors of. And in Spanish, it just reads, by Mary de Froza by hand. This is Nighttime in Old Town, which I meant to ask her if this was like what town this was modeled after, because yeah, but anyways, this reminds me of where I live and I want to stitch it really bad. So, and then I also grabbed Be Kind, Be True. I really love the horizontal lines on that one. This had been on my radar. This is New England Reindeer, which I love. And then I also picked up Parade of Elephants. If I ever have a child, this will be the birth sampler, because obviously it's going to be like circus, primary color, clown themed nursery, I guess, because that's where I'm headed. And then I picked up some new releases. So I also grabbed Tattered Spring, which I love. I really want to do this banding, and I want to finish it around like an antique wooden spool. Do I have one of those? No, but one day I might find one. So I think I'd like to do that. I think that'd be a really fun finish. Love the way she finished those. Then, of course, I grabbed the 12th Day of Christmas, which I'm so excited to stitch. This is really going to put, like, fuel in my gas tank for getting through this series. I have loved stitching the series, but, like, I cannot wait to get to the 12th day. I think she just knocked it out of the park. It is so good. And then this was so stunning in person. I think Liz is innovative and I love her ideas. And this one, I could not stop staring at the model of this. This is Quaker Medallion. And I already have an idea for this. And Bridget and I could not stop talking about, well, what fabric would we, what floss? Well, would we do it? I talked about maybe doing the inverse, where I would do like a more bold color choice for the main part of where the alphabet is, and then do like a more prim style or like white and black for the medallion, which I think if any of you are inspired by that, please do that so I can see it. But I think I've come up with a plan, an idea. So we'll see. But I love this so much. It is gorgeous. It is a statement piece. Like, I could totally see this being in the center of a huge wall with just surrounded by other stitching. So, gorge. And then I think that was all of my Kathy and Liz charts. So, I'm now going to talk about the Night Garden palette, xstitchtherainbow collab. I was so inspired by this entire, like, I love the colors. I love the theme. I think I talked about this on a Flosstube recently. I just am a sucker for moons and moths and florals and like this whimsical, the garden coming to life at night type of vibe, you know? And a lot of designers like went in that direction and they had a lot of fun with it, and you can tell. And so I grabbed a lot of Night Garden palette charts. So I'm going to show you the ones that I picked up at Market and some of the ones I pre-ordered first. And then I will show you a couple of other goodies that I've got. So first things first, I did pre-order this one. This is Blue Moon Garden by Carriage House Samplings. I love this one so much. This is 90s Celestial Whimsy. I'm obsessed. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I picked this one up. I also picked Night Owl by Stitchy Pros up. This was in my top 10 as well. It's so gorgeous. Then I also picked up the Artsy Housewife. This is All the Stars, which I really like the composition of this one. I also picked up Tiny Modernist's Twilight Moon, which again, these moons with faces, I'm here for it. I picked up PK's Moth by Kathy Barrick, which is adorable. And then I picked up 2 of the freebies at Market. I'm not gonna show, I'll pop up pictures. So the first one is by the Blue Flower. This is called Iris. These are freebies that you can get. And then I also picked up Luna. This is also charted by Chelsea from Annie B's Folk Art. I love this fairy. I love it so much. So that is all that I picked up. I have more on my wish list. I do still want to get Michelle from Bendy Stitchy Design. I want to get her mushroom one. It's very cute. And then I feel like there's more. Shaded Stitchery Nuri, I want to pick. She was sold out. I tried to get it at Market. She was sold out, which is awesome. So I want to get hers as well. And then there's, of course, like a billion more. There are so many good ones. If you are interested, go to TopKnotStitcher.com. She has the floss packs. She has all the patterns. They're all in a section on her website. And she also has some exclusives I'm about to show you. So these are the threads. These are 20 yard skeins of Threadworks overdyed cotton. That blue is stunning. And then Abby was gracious enough to send me 2 of these packs. So let me show you what's in this, and then I will be giving away these items. So this is a needle minder that is exclusive to TopKnotStitcher.com. It's this beautiful lunar moth. And I believe all of these were designed by Nuri from the Shaded Stitchery. And then she also has this gorgeous thread keep. It's so good. I'm obsessed. I cannot wait to put my Threadworks on there. I love having these thread keeps too, because when you're working with smalls, you don't want sometimes you don't want a whole ring of floss. Like, this is so easy to tote around with you. And when I'm going through and stitching all 15 of these, I can just keep this in a bag with all my charts and whatever fabrics I'm working on. And I don't have to think about it. So, and it's also cute as heck. Then she also sent me a couple of these really cute Night Garden stickers that I'm going to stick to everything. Also, I was thinking, I think Bridgen recommended this to me, but when you finish one of these, if you finish it into like an ornament or frame it or something, you could always stick this on the back of your frame. Then this sticker is so cute. This is one of those like vinyl clear stickers. So when you peel this off, it's clear. You can put it on a vinyl front project bag or a water bottle. It's really cute. And then she gave me the sticker pack, which I'm excited to stick all over the place. I love this happy stitching one. That's so cute. So, thank you so much, Abby. And any of you that want this pack yourself, this is exclusive again to TopKnotStitcher.com. If you'd like to enter in to win this, I will also throw in a couple of the freebies. So that Luna by Chelsea, and then the Blue Flower one, I will throw that into the mailer to you. If you would like to enter to win this, please use the word moon in your comment. Don't say giveaway, be 18 or over so I can get your address, and please be in US only. I don't I can't ship internationally at the moment. So if you're interested in this, please enter. I'm so excited to stitch all these. I think I'm also going to be starting one of these. I'm not sure which one yet, but I'm going to be starting one at Steph Lindy Stitch's event, online event. It's called Market Start event, I believe. I have a postcard here. Here it is. Nash Stash Startathon. I'm going to be attending this on, it's March 28th through the 29th, and I'm going to start one of these for sure. I'm so excited. So thank you so much, Abby. And yes, if you're interested, please also stitch along with us. You can join the stitch along at xstitchtherainbow on Instagram and on Facebook. So I think that is all for stitching and market talk. Again, I had such a good time. Thank you again, Kathy and Liz. It was a blast. So I had a really good time. I'm going to show you some knitting and some yarn haul because I did get some yarn in Nashville as well. And I also have gotten a couple of yarn shipments recently. So the first thing I'm going to show you, well, actually the only whip I'm going to show you, honestly. I did work on a hat while I was there, but it's nothing fun to show. This I picked back up. I started this, I don't know if I ever showed this on my channel. I started this colorwork sock. I'm part of the Color Cuff Club by Summerlee Knits. And I actually picked this back up this week and finished out the colorwork section. So this is my first colorwork sock. I know the contrast is not the most, but I'm experimenting. I'm having fun. I'm using yarn from a yarn shop that I went to in Charlotte, North Carolina. And yeah, I'm gonna trust the process. I know this will hopefully like block out maybe, and if it doesn't, that's okay. I'm figuring out how to work out my tension with color work, how I want to knit. I'm a continental knitter, and I think that I'm gonna have to do a combo of English style knitting and continental with the two different colors to make this work. But I did do a size 2 needle for just the colorwork section, and now I'm back on a size 1, which is what Summerlee Knits recommends. So I'm interested to see how this works. I'm gonna keep going on this. It's just gonna be, I think I'm gonna do a green heel as well, and then just do purple for the rest of it. Then I have some yarn haul. So we went to a lovely yarn shop in Nashville. Now I'm not remembering the name. I'll put it down below. But the people that were working there were so lovely. I love a yarn store where, like, I don't know. They were welcoming. It was wonderful. So I picked up this sock yarn. This is in the colorway Monster Mash by Big Sky Yarn Company. And it's not giving Monster Mash to me. This is giving like Alice in Wonderland summer garden party situation. I really like it. There's like splashes of dark. There's splashes of neon. I think these are going to make really fun socks. And then I also grabbed a neon mini skein to go with that. And the color highlighter. And this is by Twisted Ambitions Yarn. I think those are going to go together so well. So that was really fun. And then I also picked up, this is also Big Sky Yarn Company. This is DK base in the color Sweet Caroline. And then I picked up this Making Tracks Junction Fiber Mill like spin cycle situation in the color Heyday. This is sport weight, but I'm going to use these two together to do a pressed flowers like handkerchief situation, like mini shawl essentially. I want to try mosaic knitting and see if I like it. And I think I've already shown this one on my channel before, I'm pretty sure, but I'm part of the Oakwood Knits yarn sock set yarn monthly club. It's all inspired by Studio Ghibli movies, and this was the first one in January. This is A Feather in the Dusk, and this is Girl on Fire. So I've already shown this. But then I got my February, and this is The Bus Stop, and May is the mini skein. So it comes with a variegated main color and then a tonal yarn or mini skein. Hello? Oh my god. So yeah, I got this. My March club should be here at the end of March, which I'm really excited. But I'm telling you right now, I love this dyer. They are so consistent. The pictures look like what you get at home. Like the dye lots are good. I don't know. I'm just really like, these are beautiful, beautiful colors. So I think that that is all. This video is so long. Quickly, I am going to say that I did listen to Mayhem by Lady Gaga, and I love every single track. I love it so much. Have been a Lady Gaga fan since 2008 when her first album debuted. And I became a Lady Gaga worshiper ever since the 2009 VMA performance of Paparazzi. And if you know, you know. And I will not go on and on about it, but Mayhem is such a beautiful album. She has come into her own. I think she has settled into herself and healed and grown in confidence of herself as an artist. Lady Gaga is known to reinvent herself and everything about her, aesthetically, inside and out, sound-wise, personality-wise even, for every single album. And this one was, I'm Lady Gaga, I invented this sound, and you love it, and I am gonna give it to you. And that's what she did. And I love it. It makes me so happy. My favorite tracks off the album so far is Vanish Into You, Garden of Eden. Obviously, Disease and Abracadabra are like so good. Those were the singles that came out before. And then Blade of Grass is the ballad at the end that, if I didn't already have like a wedding song picked out, that would be my wedding song. It's so good. And How Bad Do You Want Me? I love it. 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 Also Killa and also Zombie Boy. And also I love all the songs, but those are like my top. But there are no skips for me, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, that's a little bit of a tangent, but I'm a big Lady Gaga fan and I've been awaiting this album since 2019 when Chromatica came out. So that is all. That is it. I'm going to leave you there. Thank you so much for watching. This is a long one. I will see you next time with whip updates, hopefully some more finishes, lot less haul. I don't usually have a lot of haul. If you made it this far, please tell me what your favorite market release was. And if you're so inclined, if you're a Lady Gaga fan, tell me what your favorite song off the album was, because I'd love to know. But anyways, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. And you know what I'm gonna say. Bye, baby.